in today's video, we're going to be talking about, again, making that high quality product and just a little chat about TPT and some of the things that are happening. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, if you are new or returning, welcome here to Soul Primary. We talk teacher side hustles, and he was sleeping soundly until the moment I turn on camera. This guy has got to be around. Hello, how are you? So we're continuing our series on making quality products, and the one nice thing, and this was, I was kind of hoping this was going to happen, is that it would renew my desire and my motivation to make products, do some product creation, almost not daily, but I'm now doing it, 3-4 times a week, which hasn't happened for a very long time. It's probably been 6-7 months, right? And it wasn't anything that was, I wasn't tired of it or bored with it or anything like that. I just didn't want to do anything. It's fine. I'm going to turn the camera on and I'll show you a little bit of the product that I'm making right now. It's almost 100 pages and it's maybe a third done. In order to have a high quality product and get the most bang for the buyer's buck, is you want to be able to have what we call differentiation. If you have differentiation within your product, the chances of more people buying it goes way up. What happens often is that buyers will, they'll hunt out what they're looking for, and then they'll probably have them, and they're going to start comparison shopping. I mean, that's what people do often when they are shopping in a mall or something like that. And they're looking for what stands out in your product versus what stands out in their product. And differentiation and depth of content are going to be two key factors. Okay, so one of the things that I'm making right now is worksheets, but I'm adding something to it so that teachers can use it not just as worksheets, but they can use them as task cards. I'm adding another way of how to use this product, and that it can work, if you need some independent work or if you need some center work, right? It's going to work for two different things. And this is what buyers are looking for. They don't have the, expendable, let's just buy everything, I feel like it mentality anymore. They may say, I've got $10. What can I buy? What is the most I can buy for $10, right? Or if they have school access or their school provides a small budget. I worked at a private school where we were given a $200 budget to buy TPT products. The TPT products were no longer ours, they were the school's. And yeah, I relinquished them when actually what I ended up doing is the ones that I really liked, I ended up buying myself after I left that school. But the other ones I just deleted off my drive and, tried to be honest about it. But even when you're being given a budget, you want to make sure that what you're buying is really going to work for you and your classroom. And so when you are writing out your product descriptions for your product, and we'll be doing this in a couple weeks time, you want to make sure that you have detailed everything that is in your product. Because your thumbnails, you only have 4 thumbnails, you've got a PDF preview, you might not be able to show everything in those, and you may not want to show everything, but you want to at least write it for that buyer. Some buyers, not in a big long paragraph, point form. Again, you'll see some of that. I've got videos already on product descriptions. It is going to be really important, especially now. Okay, COVID threw the sales of TPT products way out of whack. If you jumped on the digital bandwagon, you probably did really well with sales. But I think some of that is now past us. What I'm hearing is that we should be looking at sales pre-COVID as our benchmark, not now. and not COVID. Now for me, I started a TPT store during COVID, so I can't use pre-COVID sales. I didn't have any, right? I'm still gauging mine year to year, and my sales are still increasing year over year. They're not big increases, but I'm still making increases, which I think is because I've got some products that are filling in gaps, and I'm right now working on a couple more that are going to fill gaps. You could still make good money. I think gone are the days when you could just upload a product, throw it online, people buy it, right? Unless you've got a huge email following or a big Instagram following or a big following that will buy your products the moment you upload it. Most of us don't have that. We don't. But I mean, some do. But if you are fairly new to TPT, congratulations, by the way, visibility of your product's going to be huge. So it's about finding these little places where there's not a lot of products. And I've done a few videos on keyword research, and I will keep visiting keyword research because that's where it's at. I truly believe that. I know when I do my keyword research and I make a product and I upload a product, it does pretty good. It may not get, hundreds of sales in a month, but it gets sales. If you're a new TPT seller, one of your goals should be to try and create products with the least amount of cost as possible. Most of us don't have all this spare money to be investing in our businesses, but you're going to have to. There are some things that just cost money. And you can take the more expensive route, or there's cheaper routes, right? I'm going to be showing you my product, and I do it in PowerPoint. I purchased PowerPoint for Business back in, I think it was late 2020, might even been early 2021. And it's still my preference. You can do an awful lot on Canva. And if you buy the Canva Pro account, if you are brand new, my actual recommendation would be to use Google Slides because they're free. There is a lot more talk that Google is going to want sellers to purchase Google Suite, which is something like $5 a month. It's not very much. But at the moment, it's not required. It could be. It could be even while this is being filmed. But Google Slides right now is the cheapest way to go. So if you're starting, learn Google Slides. I will be actually showing part of this product that I'm doing right now in not next week's, because I'm going to do a TPT store review, but the week after, I think it is. It's coming up anyways. I'm going to do a part of this product in Google Slides, because you can actually convert it or export it as a PowerPoint, as a PDF, as JPEGs. You can do a lot of those things in Google Slides. There are a lot of people that do Google Slides. So if you are tight with funds, consider Google Slides. Do not use any school accounts, because if the schools catch wind of it, they technically can claim it as theirs. So just stay off all school-related emails and products. I have Microsoft 365 for school. I hate it, actually. I don't enjoy it at all. My download on my desktop PowerPoint, I prefer immensely more. But I know people that are using Canva these days, and if you have a pro account, their terms of use is a little bit open so that you can use things, but you really do have to change. You've got to upload your own clip art and you can upload your own fonts, all sorts of things. I'll talk about Canva in upcoming. It's not going to be upcoming. It's probably going to be closer to end of May. But I will be talking about Canva. I'll be talking about Pinterest again, because you do still need some way to get your products visible. Okay, you could have this most beautiful, high quality product, but if no one's seeing it, right, with the 7 million products that TPT is selling, how do we get it seen? That's still going to be a continual discussion that I will have on here, because it's important. For many people, the bulk of their sales comes from being either on that first or second page, or someone driving traffic from either a social media, Pinterest, Google, wherever, to your product. That's how you get seen. Right now on the search, and because of personalized search still coming, they are in beta, they are moving forward with it. It's really important that we need to make sure everything is optimized. Okay, so again, there are videos exist on the playlist, which I talk about at the end, but you also want to make sure you're using really good, rich keywords that buyers are actually going to use when they're typing in their stuff. Don't make any fancy, unique names. People are not typing those in. Type what people will type in the search. Use those words. Okay? Anyways, I can talk, I can just sit here and talk, but I'm not. Let's turn the camera around and all right. One thing I didn't talk about earlier that is really important. If I want to make a high quality product, if I neglect planning, and I've done that, I've neglected. I have in my TPT store product creation checklists and things like that. And there are times when I completely, just leave them in my binder. I have binders behind me here. I don't know if you can see them. And I just completely forget about them. They just have to be where the camera is, these guys. I forget about it. And then I get halfway through a product or even a third of the way through the product and I'm like, oh. And then I start writing all these little post-it notes and then I lose the post-it notes, right? You've probably done the same thing. So I've actually just upgraded the planning page. This is something I did on Canva. And I really need this. This is me personally. I need this because on this one, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so actually I will not replace the existing one because some people like this one. I like this one because it's a little bit cleaner. So what I will do is I'll just add it, but I won't be doing it anytime soon. It'll be a summer project, okay? If you have the TPT product creation checklist, that is again in my store, email me and I can send you a copy of this if you would like a copy of this one. But I'll add it to the product June or July, okay? Probably July, just because we go to school till June 30th. But I do this. When you get into a habit of creating products or spending some time creating products weekly, you'll get yourself into this mental groove, and that's when ideas come. If you're like me who has not made products for a while, you lose that. You lose that groove, and you lose that kind of mental stamina and this whole thing of getting ideas and being inspired and all that. You lose that. And when I finally started going back to product creation, I went, oh yeah, you kind of forget about these things. So for me, starting with this is huge. This is huge. I have on here features, learning standards, the clip art. Like I specify the clip art artists I'm using because it's so easy, especially with the amount of clip art that I have purchased over the years. I forget who. I'm like, okay, I can see it. It's right. Some people will create a file folder for every single product, and I do it after I've made products. And I make a file folder that's going to hold the product, the thumbnails, things like that. But some people put in the clip art artists, like everything. And it's not a bad idea. I just haven't done it. By writing it down, and so I've got these mental notes, like instead of having the, post-it notes going, by putting the notes all on here, this is harder to lose than this. This is really easy to lose. But I do this first. And as I'm creating, and I'll show you this in a minute, as I'm creating, I get ideas. And then I write them on here. For example, ways of differentiating. Differentiation is huge, as I've mentioned. I will write down on here all the different features that I want on this product. And this makes it easy then to create the product description because I have everything right here. I don't have to go back through my product and go, okay, what else did I do or what else, right? It's all on here. So this becomes a time saver for you. I also deal with, when it comes to learning standards, TPT recognizes Common Core. Many states don't, and I live in Canada, so we don't have Common Core. We don't have a national curriculum. I have a provincial curriculum, and I may share on my product description at the bottom the BC curriculum. But when I looked at the Common Core standards for this particular product, I am not fully meeting the standard. Because, for example, I'm doing addition to 20. The Common Core Learning Standard says addition and subtraction within 20. Well, I'm not doing the subtraction. I will be doing the subtraction, just not in this product. So I can't specify that. And you have to be very careful. Don't claim that your product meets a standard if it doesn't, because that is an easy target for you to get a bad review. You do not want to get a bad review because you fudged what your product can do, because that's people will call you on it, and you don't want that. Okay. And again, making a quality product means you're going to promise what you're saying. You know, you promising them something, you've got to back it up with your product. Okay. So right here, I'm going to show you this. When I start a product, I will do it very plainly. I will find a border. I will find a clip art. I will choose my font, right? I tend to use a lot of KG fonts. I pay for them. You can download them for free, but if you're going to use them in a product that you're going to sell, you need to buy a license. I do not buy her full-on everything license because I honestly use about 6, maybe 7 different fonts. So every time I know I've bought one, bought the license, then I know I can use it. So, this one is Kindy Chunky. I tend to use Miss Kindergarten. I also use APL, what's it called, Border Hoarder. Those are ones I tend to use a lot of. I just keep it really basic. And then as I'm creating a bunch of these, so this is a 2 on 1 page. Whoops, I just moved that. I should have used this as a background. Once I make this basic product, then I go into let's amp this up mode. So for example, this is 1 on the page. If I'm using this as a math journal, how long will it take some of my kids to do this? 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want that. You want activities where students, if this was used for math centers, then you want these students to be occupied for about 8 to 10, maybe even 15, 20 minutes. So 1 on a page is not going to do the trick. I could turn around and create this as a task card, but again, they would be able to do this in some kids in no time at all. So this is not going to be super helpful for a teacher. She doesn't want to have to give a student, 10 of these to occupy their time. So then I need to make sure that I'm creating work for those who have higher abilities than others. Again, differentiation. So one of the things that I've done is I've done, say, 3 on a page. Now, do I want them to show the work? Will they have the space? No, they won't. So I'm going to have to remove that. And actually, I'm going to move it to the side. And actually, I'll get rid of this one, copy this one. With the PowerPoint, you see the dotted lines will show knowing that I've got it lined up with the top one. I've changed the fonts a little bit. This will take a few more minutes. Again, what do you do for the kids that are going to find this super easy and can whip it off? So that's when you want to have harder. You might want to consider having them do an activity where they might have to circle things. Again, it's always about giving the buyer as many options, and they're going to be able to meet as many needs in their of in their classroom as possible, as much as possible. This product, where it stands right now and is sitting at about 65 pages. Actually, I have two files for this. So I've got closer to about 100 and something right now. I've done one digit, like one question, 3 questions. I'm moving to 5 questions on a page. And then I'm going to be starting to add manipulatives for those who need them, and word problems for those who can do that in the kindergarten grade 1 level. Those are the things you need. If I just left this product with these, some teachers would be happy with this, but many teachers would not. It's not enough. And even though I believe I have somewhere around 50 of these in the single question tasks, I can't sell this for $5-10 because it barely took me an hour to do. Okay, and again, it's not going to meet their needs. It's going to be a one-time, once-a-year thing. So I need to create a product that teachers are going to be able to use multiple ways, multiple days, and that's something you got to think about, and that's why the planning is so important. One of the things, again, that can make your product stand out above everyone else's is maybe integrating your resource with other things. For example, even though this is a math product, how can I integrate some language arts with it? Right? So maybe one of my features is using some vocabulary. Maybe a decodable reader from Edition. Maybe I can find some picture books that the teacher would be able to use to introduce Edition. These are these concepts that, especially a new teacher, they may not know to do these sort of things. So by you sharing, hey, why don't you introduce your math lesson with a picture book? Or why don't you introduce your math lesson with an explore manipulatives? And you're writing this in your product. Now, this is the content, right? And I'm right now working on, I don't have depth in this content right now, and breadth. So that's what I'm working on. I've got that basic framework, right? But now I need to go wider and deeper. This is going to probably, at the rate I'm going, be a 200-page product. And then I feel justified by, and we'll talk about price later on, but I feel justified that I can sell this for, $10-15 and have enough there to make the buyer think it's completely worth it at that price. But later on, once I have the content itself, I will show you some of these extra little things that I add. I already have these templates existing that I talk about how I use this product, how this product will benefit you, right? That is what the buyer's looking for. What value are you giving? I have a link to my TPT templates that are in my store, that if you're interested in purchasing them, there will be can you hear that purring? There will be a TPT site-wide sale in May sometime. The April one was a bonus, so I don't know if you got any sales out of that one. The next video is going to be on TPT store reviews. I have 5, I think there's 5, so they will get an email probably as the weekend that this goes live, and they will be coming up. And then I'm also, one of the videos I'm thinking of doing, and I haven't decided whether just to make it a short or to make it as a full-length video. Let me know down below if this is something you're interested in, and that is using AI. I have actually used it, and I mean, talk about saving time. It's crazy. Like seconds. You just say, hey, would you write me a product description on this using these words? I've done it for Pinterest. I've done it for product descriptions. It's nuts. I've actually done it for an outline for a blog post. So we're going to talk about that. Let me know if you are interested in AI. And if you're currently using AI, let me know which one you're using. I'm currently on GPT, I think it's called. There's lots, but that was the one that I heard about and I got in pretty quickly, but I'm not on there often. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you and your family are staying safe, being healthy, and we'll catch you in that video or the TPT playlist. You can find lots of things on getting your products optimized, covers, photography. It's there, and there's even more coming. Take care.